rush. I don't care if you feel like you're getting older. I don't care if you have family pressure. I don't care if you have friend pressure. I don't care if you just feel super lonely. Don't rush anything. Take your time getting to know someone, because I promise you, people really do put on a good show in the beginning. Sometimes, some people really do, and sometimes it's not really who they are. And you can call them manipulators, you can call them gaslighters, whatever, psychopath, whatever it is, but don't rush. If you take your time, eventually that person's true intentions are going to come out. Hello, hi, welcome to my space. I hope your day, morning, afternoon, evening are going well, whatever time of day and week you're catching this. If it's not going well, hey, there's plenty of time for it to get better, so, wishful thinking. My name is Douglas. I'm so glad to have you here in my space. Today, I want to talk about some good tips for successful dating. Whether you are single, whether you're in a polyamorous type setting where you've got partners and different partners or whatever. If you're in the dating game, these rules are going to apply to you because there are some simple, basic steps that we can have for successful dating. Let's talk about it. Now, many of my followers are in relationships and many of you are single. And I think, society has changed. It's evolved over the course of time. When I was in high school, we barely had cell phones, let alone things like Tinder and, that kind of thing. There was no TikTok. There was barely YouTube. So we live in a different world. We live in a changed world. But the fundamentals of humanity, I think, are the same. I think people still like the same things. I think we communicate in some of the same ways. So it's really not that complicated to have a successful dating life. So the first tip we're going to talk about, it should be simple, but don't accept less than what you deserve, aka don't settle. A lot of people will say, well, what if you wait too long and you end up single forever? So what's wrong with being single? What's wrong with having you? You're not gonna let yourself down, but don't settle. Don't accept less than what you deserve, because you deserve a lot. You deserve the very best. You deserve peace. You deserve respect, love, kindness. You deserve support, intimacy, if that's what you'd like. I mean, you deserve every single thing that you believe that you deserve. I really mean that, and that's true. If you think you deserve trash, you might be attracting trash. But if you wait, if you don't rush things, and we'll get into that in a second, but if you take precisely what you deserve, I think you'll be happier. I think if you don't settle just because you might be lonely, or you might see everybody else around you dating, or everyone around you might seem happy, I promise they're probably not as happy as you think they are. But don't accept less than what you deserve. You really deserve the world, and there is a person or people out there that will give it to you. That I guarantee you. Now, I'm not predicting the future. Will you meet these people? I don't know. It depends on your circumstances in life and where you are in life and where you place yourself and the scenarios you find yourself in, but I promise they exist. And it's more than just one. They exist, and they are willing to give you the very world. It doesn't matter what your ex told you. It doesn't matter how you've been treated in the past. Maybe someone told you were garbage. You're not garbage. You're really not garbage. You don't deserve garbage. You deserve the very best, and there are people out there that are willing to and dying to give it to you. So don't forget that. Don't ever forget that there are people out there that are willing, and they want to give you the things that you deserve, and always they want to serve you. Another good tip is avoid fitting into the mold of the person that you're pursuing or dating. And what I mean by that is you don't become who you think they want you to be. Be yourself. Because if you play that game of just putting in your very best should still be authentically you. You should always put on your very best. But don't get to the point where you're just doing and saying things that aren't really you, If you don't like seeing a kind of movie, be honest about that. Be open about it. Don't just go and be enjoying those things with that person because they enjoy it, because that's going to be what your relationship will turn into if that's where it goes. You know what I mean? Always be yourself. Always be honest and authentic, and let them know who you are from the very beginning. Hopefully you'll get that same energy in return. But if you are not fitting into their mold, chances are it probably won't go as far or very long, and that's good because you will not have wasted as much time and energy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people are just different. Sometimes you just don't get along in the way that a successful romantic relationship would require. That's perfectly fine. Just don't fit into their mold just because you think that's what they want. Do what you want. Be who you want to be. Be who you are and show that to the world. Another great tip is engage in the intimacy that you want. It kind of like not fitting into their mold. When it comes to intimacy, be open and honest about it. If you don't like sex, that's cool. And just tell them. And that probably will ward off people that are only interested in sex. Or if you aren't just interested, if like let's say you do like sex, I mean, you can be honest about that and just kind of tell them that might ward off people that aren't that interested in sex. You know what I'm saying? But intimacy should be mutual. It should be consensual, and it should be what both parties want. And maybe there are some things that you've never done that you'd be willing to try, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's all up to conversation. But like, engage in the intimacy that you want. If you find yourself being pressured or you find yourself being talked into things that you're just not interested in, I would say maybe pause, take a step back, and maybe evaluate if this is the kind of relationship or the person you'd like to be with. Because if they're doing it in the talking stage or in the early dating stage, that's what they're going to be doing for the relationship. So engage in intimacy you want. If you don't like being touched, be open about that. If you don't like kissing in public, be open about that. Because that person, they may not be willing to budge. They may just be like, well, that's what I like. All right, cool. Go your separate ways. What you want is valid. What they want is valid. You don't have to do it together, though. You know what I'm saying? Just because you like each other doesn't mean it's got to last forever. Be realistic and be honest. And again, engage in the intimacy that you want. You'll be happier that way. And this is kind of tied in with all the other points, but make sure you maintain your autonomy. I mean, don't get so wrapped up in the relationship that that's like your only friend or that's your only connection to the real world. If you feel like this person is tying you off from society, maybe cutting down your contacts, I'd be weary of that, you know? Be you. Be truly, authentically you. All the time, always. You know, like, don't give up who you are just to be with a person. Really maintain that autonomy. Don't lose yourself in another person so severely that by the time you take a look in the mirror, you don't even recognize yourself. Yeah, you can blend in with a person and, you know, become intimate and just join your lives, but you should still be you. You should still have things that you enjoy, things that are just for you. Like, that's fine. That's normal. I would encourage that. Please don't lose that. Please don't lose you in another person. You should grow together, but that doesn't mean you should disappear, if that makes sense. This is a really good one, but pay attention to your gut feeling. And specifically, pay attention to your gut feeling at the very beginning. Those red flags that seem like red flags that you're just ignoring, don't ignore them. Go with your gut. If something feels off, especially in the beginning, but like as time goes on, maybe you've been seeing each other for a little while, a couple weeks, couple months, if something seems off, I mean, really, I would look into that. I would not ignore it. Your gut, that's a nervous system reaction. That's the inner you saying, hey, wait a minute, something doesn't feel right. Always go with your gut feeling. It doesn't matter if you seem rude or it seems like it's out of nowhere. So be safe, be happy, and just go with your gut, because you just never, you may have the rose-colored glasses on, but your heart, it doesn't. It's like, hey, wait a minute, something's off. If something seems off, it might be off. Look into it and possibly go a different direction. Possibly. I'm not saying you got to break up, but like you would be wise not to ignore the red flags. Do not ignore red flags just because you like a person or they're cute or whatever. It doesn't matter how much your family or friends think that you guys would be good together. It doesn't matter how great together you appear on paper. If something feels off, it might be off. Look into it and act accordingly. Be safe. I kind of hinted at this earlier, but don't rush. I don't care if you feel like you're getting older. I don't care if you have family pressure. I don't care if you have friend pressure. I don't care if you just feel super lonely. Don't rush anything. Take your time getting to know someone, because I promise you, people really do put on a good show in the beginning. Sometimes, some people really do, and sometimes it's not really who they are. And you can call them manipulators, you can call them gaslighters, whatever, psychopath, whatever it is, but don't rush. If you take your time, eventually that person's true intentions are going to come out, good or bad. So take your time. Don't rush into anything, whether it's sex, whether it's being exclusive or whatever. Don't rush into getting married. Don't rush into buying a house or making these large purchases, these big investments together. Don't rush that. If a person is trying to get money from you and it's right off the rip, that's a red flag. Don't rush it. Know a person before you get into these like life-altering decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like having a baby. Don't rush. Because maybe they are a great parent. Maybe they would make a great person to have a baby with, but you don't know that if it's only been a month. You don't know that. You don't know a person in 30 days. You just don't. I will die on that hill. I don't care. Take your time. If they feel the need to rush and they're putting pressure on you, that's a red flag. That's your signal. A person that's worth you sticking around, a person that's worth being in your life, they'll just roll with the punches. Doesn't matter how, it really doesn't matter how long. It really doesn't matter how long. They will be around, and obviously don't use a person, don't string a person along. You know, be honest and open with them. But like, it should be up for discussion. You should be able to discuss this with them. Hey, I don't want to rush. I don't want to rush into sex. I want to take my time. I want to wait a while before being girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, whatever the thing is. Tell them. And watch how they react. Additionally, watch how they react to the word no. Their no is going to be a huge sign for you. If they react harshly to no, back away as safely and quickly as you can. Because no should just be a full sentence. Doesn't require explanation, doesn't require further information if you don't want to give it. You know what I'm saying? You can test their no too. Just say no to things. Just say no. Hey, you want to hang out? Nah. No further explanation. Nope. I'm busy. I don't want to. See how they react. If they just drop you like a bad habit, well, maybe that was a red flag on them. You know what I'm saying? Test their no, see how they react to no, and just like, don't rush. Finally, the last tip I'd give after all of that, have fun. Get to know yourself. Explore. Don't settle, because like if you just go with the first maybe the first person you meet is your forever person. Maybe. But like if you just assume that they're gonna be, you might honestly be missing out on some great connections, whether it's friends or romantic or just life situations. Because a person that's trying to rush you into a thing, I would have to just question their intentions. Why are you rushing me? Why do you need so badly, so quickly to be this thing? Can't we just have fun and enjoy each other's company? You should be asking yourself that and asking them that. Have fun, enjoy yourself, because you may have spent years with a person or in a situation where you weren't able to explore yourself or weren't able to see who you truly are. And now might be your time to do that. Do it. You owe it to yourself. Why not? Why not fully explore who you are? Try some things you've never done, go some places you've never been, and be around the people that you've never been around. I think you'll come out on this happy if you can just kind of maintain and follow these instructions. And always comment below if you want some advice. If I didn't hit on something, let me know, please. I'd be happy to kind of give you some one-on-one advice if you'd like it. Guys, I don't know, I care about you, and I want you to be happy, and I want you to be safe, and I want you to live a full life. What did you think of this list? Did I miss anything? Was there anything I could add in a subsequent list? Please comment below. Let me know if I'm completely off base. Don't forget, I drop new content every Monday and Thursday. I post my TikToks as shorts like every other day. I make music content a couple times a year. So, hey, join the subscribe, like if you haven't already. I think you'll like my community. You're powerful. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. You deserve to live a full life. We attract love, light, peace, safety, and security as long as we say we do. I'll talk to you later.